The confirmed number of new coronavirus cases reported in Los Angeles County in the last 24 hours is 1,153, with 10 additional deaths. Here in Torrance, 14 additional cases were reported with 1 new death. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Leslie Robbins. It's Monday, November 8th. Beginning today, certain businesses in the city of LA will begin implementing a vaccine mandate for many indoor establishments. This means gyms, restaurants, movie theaters, salons, and many more places will require proof of full vaccination of all of its customers and employees before they are allowed in. And as of last Thursday, the county started requiring proof of vaccination to enter all bars, lounges, nightclubs, and breweries. The vaccine mandate is considered one of the strictest in the nation. The only exemptions to the city of LA's mandate are those who self-attest to having a medical or religious reason for not getting the vaccine, and instead providing a negative COVID-19 test taken within the last 72 hours. Now, beginning November 29th, venues face getting cited for not implementing the requirement and could be fined $1,000 for a second violation and thousands more for subsequent infractions. So far, of the county's roughly 10 million residents, nearly 80% of those eligible have now received at least 1 dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, and 71% of those eligible are fully vaccinated. The county's health department said in a recent statement that targeted vaccine mandates are aimed at places where risk of spreading the virus is higher and is intended to help curb the spread of COVID-19. Proof of vaccine can be shown in the form of the white CDC COVID vaccination record card, the yellow World Health Organization vaccine card, a documentation of vaccination from a healthcare provider, a digital record issued by the California Department of Public Health, or from approved companies like Healthvana, Carbon Health, Common Pass, Clear Health Pass, or VaxYes. CVS Pharmacy is now providing vaccination for children following the emergency approval of the shot for kids ages 5 to 11 years old. Last week, the Federal Drug Administration and the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention gave the green light to Pfizer's pediatric COVID vaccine, and CVS is hoping to get those shots into the arms of children who are eligible. They've listed 266 locations in California where those shots are now offered. Pharmacy staff are trained to specifically manage the pediatric version of the vaccine, which is 1/3 of the adult dosage, with the second shot given 3 weeks apart. Pfizer's pediatric vaccine proved to be 91% effective at preventing symptomatic infection in children, with vaccinated kids developing levels of virus-fighting antibodies as strong as those seen in teens and young adults who'd received the full-strength dose. Appointments can be made online or through the CVS app. CVS says it plans to expand locations as the federal government releases more doses. The U.S. sees another pandemic milestone beginning today as nearly 33 countries that were on the pandemic travel ban were lifted. Now, this was a COVID-19 restriction that dates back to early 2020 during the Trump administration and later expanded by President Joe Biden earlier this year, where non-essential travel came to a stop. The new rules now welcomes non-U.S. travelers back to the U.S. again from Mexico, Canada, and most of Europe. Travelers must show proof of vaccination and a negative COVID-19 test when entering the U.S. by air, and those entering the country by land from Mexico and Canada will require proof of vaccination but no COVID test. Airlines are required to verify vaccine records and match them against their ID, Airlines will also collect information about passengers for contact tracing efforts. This is a big relief to the tourism industry and for families that have been separated by the rule for nearly a year and a half. President Joe Biden is pushing forward with a massive plan to require millions of private sector employees to get vaccinated by early next year. Under the president's executive order, close to 4 million federal workers are expected to get the vaccine by November 22nd, which is in just 2 weeks. Now, this deadline is the first test of Biden's push to get more people vaccinated. Beyond federal workers, another mandate will take effect in January, aimed at close to 84 million private sector workers to get the shot to help curb the spread of COVID-19. Federal agencies are advising employees about the upcoming mandate, offering time off to get the vaccine and encouraging workers to comply before the November 22nd deadline. Employees could face a 14-day suspension or possibly termination if they don't get vaccinated. So far, close to 222 million Americans have received at least one vaccine dose, with more than 193 million fully vaccinated. A new UCLA study is shedding light on the multi-dimensional impacts of discrimination on mental and behavioral health and one's overall well-being. Young adults who experienced some form of discrimination about their body, race, age, or sex showed they have a greater risk of dealing with mental health problems than those who did not. This was published today in the journal Pediatrics, and the study showed that discrimination, especially racism, had an overall negative effect on one's well-being, creating higher levels of stress, poor cognitive function, anxiety, depression, and substance abuse. The research showed that participants of the study who had to deal with some degree of discrimination had a 26% higher risk of having poor overall health. The authors of the research analyzed a decade worth of data from more than 1,800 American participants who had reported details about their mental and behavioral health since they were 18 to age 28. The participants answered questions about how they were treated with less courtesy, given poorer service, or treated as if they were inferior, with the main reason for their negative experience attributed to their ancestry, national origin, race, sex, age, height, weight, or another physical aspect. As the 56th Super Bowl game comes to Los Angeles in the new year, so will thousands of temporary jobs. Inglewood SoFi Stadium announced plans to hire upwards of 4,000 people in preparation for the big game taking place on February 13th, 2022. Officials say the hiring will focus on pre-game activities at the Los Angeles Convention Center and Super Bowl game day events at the SoFi Stadium and Hollywood Park. The jobs involve assisting guests, distributing staff gear, and helping visitors find their way to various Super Bowl events. The pay ranges from $19 to $30 depending on the job assignment. New hires will also get the chance to receive Super Bowl merchandise, gifts, and prizes. A recent study from Micronomics, Economic Research and Consulting, predicted that Los Angeles County could bring in close to $477 million just from Super Bowl 56, with as much as $22 million in tax revenue from the single game at Inglewood SoFi Stadium. For more information on how to apply for openings, go to lasuperbowlhc.com. The Torrance Unified School District released its annual State of Our Schools Community Report. There you'll see an overview of the school district, including statistics, demographics, the district's response to the pandemic, and accolades and programs the district is proud to share. The report showed that in Torrance, there are 22,490 students, 34 schools, 1,332 classrooms, 80 languages spoken by families in the district, a breakdown of student ethnicity, projected expenditures, as well as Torrance winning the Daily Breeze Beach Reporter distinction for the South Bay's Best School District. During the pandemic, the district also hired additional classroom teachers to serve more classes to adhere to physical distancing rules, purchased new desks, provided hundreds of hours of additional training to teachers, and offered social and emotional health support to students and faculty during the pandemic. TUSD also shared about their Summer Learning Academy, the Career Technical Education Program, as well as the launch of the new Spanish Dual Language Immersion Program at 2 schools in the district. You can read the full report by going to TUSD.org. An exciting week lies ahead for one local organization. Destination Art, an art studio and gallery in Torrance, celebrates its 7th anniversary with a reception and art sale. You'll also get the chance to see the latest art exhibit showcased. Calling it Lucky 7, the community is invited to celebrate in their unique art space and 7 years of providing art workshops, classes, and a gallery where local artists are featured each month. 49 paintings in all media formats will be on display, featuring members of the nonprofit art studio. The celebration takes place on Saturday, November 13th from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., but the gallery is available to view online as well as in person from now through the end of December. Destination Art is located at 1815 West 213th Street in Torrance. For more information, go to destination-art.net. November 7th through the 13th marks the 2021 Military Veterans Appreciation Week here in Torrance. And to celebrate, the city and the Torrance Social Services Commission is paying tribute to all members of the United States Armed Forces. And while in pre-pandemic times, a celebration would have to be in person, out of an abundance of caution, this year's recognition event was held virtually with a special tribute video produced in honor of all of our veterans. You can catch the full video on our channel, website, and on our social media platforms. You can also go to torranceca.gov/veterans. With the Thanksgiving holiday just a few short weeks away, the city of Torrance is once again hosting a holiday can tree food drive to help those in need. The holiday can collection tree is located in the main lobby of the West Annex at Torrance City Hall. Community members are encouraged to donate non-perishable food items, as it will provide a warm meal for families who are struggling during the holidays. A couple of pickup dates have been arranged with the Salvation Army. If you want to donate food items in time for Thanksgiving, you can do so by 9 a.m. on Wednesday, November 17th. And if you need a bit more time and want to donate before the Christmas holiday, you have until 9 a.m. on Monday, December 13th. Perishable foods such as frozen turkeys, hams, potatoes, yams, fruits, vegetables, bread and butter can be dropped off on the morning of each pickup date. Well, before we go, at the end of each program, we like to share feel-good stories from our community. Pictures, images, and videos that remind us of how resilient our community is and how Torrance truly cares. The Torrance Salvation Army is excited to kick off this year's Red Kettle campaign on Friday at Sam's Club in Torrance. This is one of the biggest fundraisers for the organization, and you'll find nearly a dozen locations in Torrance where red kettles will be placed. The money raised will go directly back to the community, specifically to help the food pantry, housing assistance, furniture vouchers, summer day camps, and music education, just to name a few. You can learn more on how to donate or how to volunteer by going to torrancecorps.org. What a great way to show how Torrance truly cares, especially throughout the holiday season. Now, if you have a great story, upcoming event, a photo or video you'd like to share, email us at COVID-19today@torranceca.gov. We'd love to hear from you. Well, that is our update for COVID-19 today. We will see you back here tomorrow as Rhiannon Trutanis returns to bring you the latest. Please be safe, stay healthy, and thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.